Okay, we are live on YouTube. Good morning, YouTube. Today I'm here with Fernanda and Daphne. We're gonna talk about the influence of writing in your life. Uh, just remember, talking is a platform to practice English. We don't have a teacher here, so we are free to practice your English, to make mistakes and improve with them. Uh, Fernanda, could you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'm Fernanda. I live in São Paulo. I work as a Spanish teacher, and normally I guide the French immersions here at Talk and Talk. And in my free time, I like to stay with my family. I also watch TV shows and watch TV and study a little bit. That's it.
Great. What about you, Daphne?
My name is Daphne. I'm 28 years old. I study psychology. I live in Amsterdam. I'm married, and I have been here for 2 years, and I have the sensation that my English is more fluent. Yeah, that's it.
Great. I'm Lucas. I am 24 years old. I live in São Paulo. I am married. I am a pharmacist. I like to hang out with my family, my friends. I like to play soccer, to watch TV, and I'm here on Talk Science the last year, I think. And yeah, I think it is. Well, let's move on. The first question. Fernanda, how has writing influenced the way you communicate with others?
I think when we have the habit of writing, we normally can communicate better with other people, and maybe our thoughts are more clear. I think when we write even about our feelings, so I think it helps with the communication to be more clear.
Yeah, I got it. I have a problem because I speak very fast and I don't think I don't think what I am talking. And when I write my thoughts, it's more easy to me to talk. What about you, Daphne?
Yes, I agree with Fernanda. I think writing can help you connect with your feelings the deep way, and it help your creativity and help you send your message the clear way. And yeah, you increase your vocabulary because you need to think more and think the better words to send the message. I think it's very important to learn writing because help a lot to become more talkative.
Yes, I nowadays I'm using to study English, to write more the words in my cell phone or in my notebook, and have this had been more good for me because I am uh, remember more the words and the expressions because just to listen, for me it's not enough, and when I put in the notebook it's better. Okay, let's the question number two. Daphne, could you read and answer, please?
Number two,
Yeah.
in what ways has writing improved your ability to express your thoughts and feelings? Yes, as I said, writing need to think more about the words, and you need to looking for the best way to send the message. And you improve your creativity, your vocabulary through the writing, and it help your ability to express your thoughts and feelings. And you, Fernanda?
I think when I write, I get more clear about what I'm feeling. And sometimes I don't do that because I prefer doing other things, yeah, and because of work or any occupation, I don't do this. So sometimes it's really complicated to have this time for writing our feelings. Uh, and I think by writing, normally we start writing better with the practice. So I think that's it.
Great. Uh, I put the virtual, it don't make, how to say this in English? I forgot the name. And it's strange for me, but whatever. I agree with you. I think the question number one and number two, they are the same question, the same answer, because when you want to talk something, we are sharing our thoughts. So if you have a problem to organize and express your thoughts, we need to find ways to improve this. And I think a good way to improve our thoughts is writing. And it's a good way that I have to improve. Question number three. How has writing played a role in your education? Fernanda, do you like to use the writing in your studies? What do you like to do?
Normally I like to write some resumos, don't know this English, um, of my studies. So yes, I try to use like to summarize what I'm learning, and I think for this like to write what I have learned, what I just have read, what I just have read, and yes, I use for this trying to summarize these subjects, and yeah, for this, and also as a teacher, normally I try to do some mapas mentais of the subjects in Spanish. I started doing that just to summarize also the a subject. That's it.
Great. What about you, Daphne?
In my case, writing was very important because I needed to give you a lot of speeches in front of the peoples. And before to give the speech, I didn't write some the notes. And if I I wasn't made it, I was more confused. I was more nervous because I didn't have the writing in the paper to follow my thoughts. And I think it's very important to learn about the subject, because if you have notes during the class, you don't have to time to save the subject in your mind. It's very important to write during the classes, for example.
Yes, I agree with you. I think it's really hard when we need to do some speech because we feel nervous because it's hard to talk in public. And when you have a paper with some notes about the subjects, it's a good way to remember what is the line that you are talking, because it's really hard. Like, I'm very shy, and when I need to show some I don't know how to say this in English, some algum trabalho de faculdade ou algo do tipo, that I needed to talk in public, was very hard to me to remember the subject, because it's hard. You are in public and you need to remember the content that you know what you need to talk, you know the subject because you study, but the nerves make your mind get blank, and this is really hard. And in my case, I like to writing when I'm studying. I have a lot of notebooks with a lot of type of notes about my job, about English. The problem is because I am not a organized person, so these notebooks are in my home, and I don't know if it's English notes or my R notes, and this is terrible. So it's hard to me to use after that to study, and terrible. Question number 4. Daphne, could you read, please?
Yes. Can you think of time when writing helped you solve a problem? Yes, I was, how say namorar? No.
Oh God. Do you remember, Fernanda?
Dating?
N- No,
No.
namorar. So I was I was namorando, and my partner was toxic, and I needed to write the hot points where I needed to find the reason that I had to finish that the relationship. And the writing helped me in this sense, because I can see the better way why I needed to finish my toxic relationship. And it was so important, because I have these notes until now.
Great.
And
It's very interesting. Like, I don't know if you have did it in the past, I don't. But when you are working and you have other opportunities, I like to do this. I put the pros and cons in the notebook to know if it will be a good thing to change my job, or when I need to decide something, I put in the notebook the pros and cons, and it's very good because you have a different thought about the problem. Because when I in your mind, I don't know, it's different. We can't have a good view, and when you put in the notebook, it's more easy, more clear to see the problem and to find a way to solve. It's very good. What about you, Fernanda?
Mm. For me, I thought about when I did my transition of career. I wrote in a paper the pros and cons of doing this. And then I decided to quit the job I was before I was working in the financial area. So it's really different of what I work now. And writing helped me to decide.
Great. Okay. The question number 5. How do you think writing has shaped human history? Uh, I think the writing it's really important to the human history because uh, I don't know, everything that we do, we need to use the writing. It's a good way to improve ourselves, like in our education. It's a good way to have something, I don't know how to say, algum arquivo. And I think it's one of the most important thing that the human have because it's really important to our development. What about you, Fernanda? What do you think?
Sorry, I was searching the microphone. Um, I think like it's a way we have some historical documents, so it's a way we can see the history through the time.
Sorry,
And
searching the
ah,
microphone.
that's it.
I think like it's a way we have some.
Okay, sorry, show my YouTube. What about you, Daphne?
So in the past, the writing was made through the stones, right? In stones, after passed to pen and notebooks, and now the keyboard. Keyboard is the most useful and the fast. I like so much, but I until prefer my notes in my pen. But now the children's uh, don't know how to writing. They are losing this ability because the keyboards is the most useful in these days.
Yeah, and this is strange because like in the future, probably the to use the pen and the notebook will be a just a historical thing because nowadays you can see in some schools they use in notebooks, no, they use in laptop and cell phone, or it's not so normal to write in the notebook. And I think this is a strange thing because it's very good to write into. It's a good way to improve our vocabulary, to know new words, and to practice your thoughts. This is hard. Fernanda, number 6. Could you read, please?
Yeah, sure. What impact does writing have on preserving culture and traditions? Mm, I think it's related what I mentioned, like we have old documents written, so it's a way of passing traditions. Maybe some families have like some recipes that was passed through the generations also. So by the something wrote, it's possible pass the traditions through a family, for example, or even for a company that has some documents of the procedures. So I think it's possible have this continue the tradition and culture by some documents that were wrote. That's it.
What about you, Daphne? What do you think?
Yes, I agree with Fernanda. I think it's important to save the history for richness the culture, because when we know about your culture, we became more wisdom. Wisdom é sabedoria, né? Mais sábio. Wisdom.
Yes, I think nowadays is not common like to write letters, and it's more easy to send a message or to call to the person. And I think it's a good way to express our experiences, our thoughts, our beliefs to a word. And I don't know if, yeah, like if you put in the, I don't know, I'm thinking, you know, like writing or on Facebook or Instagram could be the same thing that I write in the notebook. Like the same, it's, I don't know, it's the same, eu não sei nem em português. A importância seria a mesma? The importance would be the same. Like in the future, 100 years in the future, we just use the technology and we don't have paper. And os nossos futuros filhos, eles querem ver algo do passado, eles vão acessar o Facebook ou alguma página da internet. Teria a mesma importância? Entendeu? Mais ou menos. O que você, what do you think about it?
I don't know if I understood, like you're saying, if the old people access the internet now. I
No,
didn't
like
understand.
nowadays, when we find something about the past, we find in the paper or in the rock or in the others ways. But in the future, the way that the people in the future will get some things about us will be about our digital files, you know, like I don't know, Facebook or other social media that we don't have now. And I think it will be the same impact of importance that que nós colocamos para coisas do passado. Not make sense for you. Sorry, guys. Let's keep.
Oh,
Say that again. Sorry, say that
sorry.
again.
Okay, like nowadays, when we find something about the past, we find it in the rock or in the paper, like the Bible we found in the rock. Okay. Nowadays and 100 in the future, the way that the people in the future will know about us, about our life and your beliefs, will be from our social medias, because we don't write more,
Mhm.
you know? And do you think this is a good thing or a terrible thing? And what is your opinion about it? Like, it's very different because vou falar em português. Nós estamos num momento que nunca aconteceu as coisas. Então, no futuro, vão achar mídias sociais ou documentos nossos digitais e não escritos à mão. Porque hoje a gente não escreve nenhuma carta para alguma pessoa. Tudo que a gente faz é pelo celular. Make sense?
Yes. Yes. It's sad because our or moment will be disappear because nothing is saved like a write in the paper or like a document, but in the other ways, many things can be accessed through the cloud in the internet. For example, in Rio Grande do Sul, through das enchentes é como? Enchentes. The water destroyed many documents, many papers and photos. Everything it was destroyed. And our days, if we registered everything in the cloud, in the cloud internet, maybe this can be kept forever. I
Yes,
think.
makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah, I got it. Now it's more so the information about us now it's more easy to be preserved than in the past. So in the future, it will be more easy to know about your life because it's more easy to preserve or document and etc. It makes sense. Okay, let's keep it. The 7, I think. Yes. Fernanda, could you read, please?
Yes. How has the advent of digital writing tools changes the way you write? I think now we are used to have the correction while we write. So when I write in the paper, I feel a little bit strange, like I don't have the automatic correction about the what I'm writing. Another thing that is different for me is that when I write in the cell phone or other tool that is digital, I can change the language. So I have this correction in every language I write. And when I write in the paper, I normally, when I write for studying other language, I write and then I write again in the computer to have the correction, or in ChatGPT or just in a document to know if I write it well. For example, the questions here from my immersions, I normally write in the computer because I have the correction of some word I wrote wrong. So I already use the computer to don't have the works of doing this twice.
Oh, I got it. And I think it's good. It's a good tool to use because it's a other way to improve or actually to study because you can see, oh, I wrote this wrong. The correct way to wrote this is the same that thing, and I think it's a good way to study. What do you think, Daphne?
Yeah, I became lazy after typing on the keyboard because it's much faster. And my handwriting, my letra, was very ugly, as like a doctor letters, so ugly. And when I write with my hands, I feel more creativity. But I think it's more advantage than disadvantage. And the digital types is more easily.
Yes, I think the same. I think this it's better to use the digital writing. But I have a problem to use, like when I need to, I don't know how to say this in English, but when I need to do as contas do mês, I prefer to use my notebook. I'd like to use Excel or other thing. I prefer the notebook and the pen. I think it's more clear to me. And I I I have a problem to write. My letter is terrible. It's look like a letter for a child about 80 years. It's really ugly. And I think the digital rights have a lot of ways to study, but we need to use it with how is your word that you said, Daphne? Sabedoria? I forgot.
Is wisdom or clever?
Yes, we need to use clever the digital tools because it's very easy to make us feel more lazy, and because it's everything it's so easy to us. We don't need to correct the words. We don't need to, if we put the words wrong in the note in the laptop will change it to us to the correct word. So this is dangerous, and we need to stay ligado. Well, now question number 8. Fernanda, could you read, please?
Yes. 8. 8. Okay. What role does writing play in your professional life? I think normally I have to write something for my classes. And also I'm trying to write more about my feelings, my personal life. But for the professional life, I normally write for the classes, some contents for my Instagram also. And I want to start writing on LinkedIn because I think it's important to have more, I don't know, to add, like tell more about my work and about Spanish. So in the future, in some months, I will start writing on LinkedIn also. But nowadays, I write more on Instagram and also for my classes. And that's it.
Great. What about you, Daphne?
Yeah, I need to write in the resume, CV to get a new job, to send a message for my boss or my partners, and to learn new language, the grammar, what I learn in the classes. Now, for example, I have been noticed in my notebooks, and that way I need my writing, my professional life.
In my professional life, every note that I need to do, I do in the computer. I don't use a notebook. And actually, I don't need to do a lot of notes in my job. So actually, my job, I need to read a lot. So for this reason, I don't need to write the things. And when I need is just on computer. Uh, Daphne, can I do a question for you? Because I am curious about it.
Yeah, sure.
Uh, you said you are living in Netherlands, right?
Right.
Do you talk in Dutch? Do you speak in Dutch? Or just in English?
Yes, I speak a little bit Deutsch, but so hard to say some words. And here, the most of people speak very well English. And then I use my English to go to the doctor or the supermarket. It's more English. Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you. Uh, Number 5. How do you use writing to stay organized in your daily life? This question is really hard because I'm not organized. I have a problem with this. And when I need to write something in my notebook, I forgot the notebook. I lost the notebook. I don't know what I put. So as I said, I like to use it to put my bills in the bills that I need to pay in the notebook. I need to use to try to organize my daily studies, but I do I do my week with my studies, and I study just in the I don't know for 2 days. After that, I forget what I need to do or I lost the notes. So I have a problem to answer this. I I don't use it to write and to keep organized because I'm not an organized person. What about you, Daphne?
Yes, I organize my diet, my activities during the week, and I write something that I found very interesting to organize my mental health. And you, Fernanda?
I also use to organize my day, what I need to do during the day. I normally in the Sunday I write the classes I will have the next week just to organize. And yeah, I also write some things from the classes or other ideas that I have during the day. So that's the way I use the writing to organize my life.
Okay, Fernanda, in your opinion, what is the best way to improve improve a new language? Like actually, what is the best way to improve your vocabulary? Writing or listening, Fernanda?
I think for it's for
Yeah.
me the question.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. I think by writing because when you write, you need to find the words to express your ideas, and sometimes it can be difficult in a language that are not our native. Um, like we are here speaking English, it's not my native language. Sometimes I feel difficulty to find the words when I write the questions here for the immersions. I have some difficulties to find words in French, so I need to search or try to express my ideas in other ways. So I think by writing is better.
Great. What about you, Daphne?
I think is by reading. Reading is very important to improve your vocabulary because some words that we don't use, we can read through the books and learn new words.
Great. Yes, read it's a good way to improve. Okay, question number 10. Daphne, could you read, please?
Yes. How do you think writing influences our understanding of the world? Mm, I think the writing through the journalist help us to understand what's happened in the world, what we need to do in the future. I think the newspapers help us to understand the world. And you,
Yes,
Lucas?
I agree with you, and I think it's the journalists have a big influence about us because when we read a newspaper, we believe what is that what is right in there it's true, and because it's a journalist are in the newspaper, and I think it's really important to read and try to find others uh, others' opinions about the same topic because the influence is biggest about what we think about something that happened in our country, in our city, in the world. I think the influence is amazing. Fernanda, what do you think?
Um, yes, I agree with you. Like, I think the journalists have a influence about it, like to keep us informed, and also by consuming other contents, we inform and form our opinion about the subject. So I think it's really important have access to a lot of resources to construct our opinion about the things.
Thank you.
In your opinion,
Yes.
Lucas, I have one question for you.
Great. Go ahead.
Why the people are each more get Alzheimer? What is the most what is the biggest problem of the Alzheimer in the population?
I I think a good explanation for this is because we don't exercise our mind. Of course, there is other reasons, but I think it's we are more susceptible to get brain problems when we don't use our mind to think or like we need to calculate 2 plus 2 we use the calculator, you know. We need to write something we put in the keyboard and we don't need to think it's correct or no. We have ChatGPT and every question that we have we put there. So I think nowadays everything it's more easy to us. And of course, when you get older, it's more easy to get these issues. But I think in the future, actually, our generation will be more problem with this Alzheimer and Parkinson's other problem that become the brain.
Would you say the right can help to avoid the Alzheimer's?
Yes, actually, if we we use your mind to write, like uh yes, I think yes, I will say that if you take the a text on on the book and writing in the notebook, I think it's a good exercise because we need to use our mind, our brain to write. But yeah, I think it's a good way. Like read, I think it's a good way. It's a good way to improve our to avoid this. Try to learn a new language. Like we are here, and we are. I don't know how to say this in English, but we are fritando our mind to try to talk a new language, and this is make your mind work a lot. And I think this is the point to make your mind work
Yeah.
because nowadays it's more.
We are
hard.
doing CrossFit with your mind in this moment.
Yes,
Trying speaking other language. It's
and
fight your mind.
this is funny because when we do some exercise, after the exercise, we feel tired, but exhausted, yes. But we feel happy because we did it. And after immersion, I feel tired, like my brain feel tired. But in the same time, I feel happy because I spent 1 hour trying to talk in a new language. And this is interesting.
Exactly. Mhm.
Okay, the question 11. In what ways does writing contribute to personal development? In my personal case, writing helped me a lot to talk more slowly and to organize my thoughts. What more? I think. Yeah, I think it is I like to use the writer to organize what I'm thinking, to study. It's a good way to use. Like Fernanda said, to do the mental, I don't know how to say mental map, whatever. It's very good to organize our life and organize our studies. Yes, I think it is. What about you, Daphne?
Yeah, I think the right help the people to achieve your goals because you can write in your goals and writing your plan of plan your plan of how you going to achieve some goals and to put highlight in your target in the future. And you,
Great.
Fernanda?
I agree with you guys. I think, as I mentioned, I use some mental maps to make the subject clear in my mind, and also I understand if I really understood or not. And also I'm trying to write more about my feelings just to understand if it, it makes sense or not to feel something that bad that I'm feeling. So sometimes it helped me just to be more reflexive about what I'm passing through. So it helped me with that also.
Great. I put the question number 12, but I think we talked about it. How does writing help in the process of learning new information? But Daphne, do you have other strategies to learn in general? Like even writing, do you use other technique or strategy to learn?
Yes, I practicing, and I put in practicing everything I learn.
Yes, the best way to learn something is doing. What about you, Fê?
I would say the same. I'm trying to do that more, like putting in practice what I studied, because sometimes it's just when we just in the past I used just to study and study, but when we don't practice, it's complicated to fix what we learned. So I'm trying to do that more. Sometimes it's not possible, but I'm trying.
Great. So we finished our questions. Well, I'm gonna stop the live stream,